Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Okay.
Hello.
You're good.
Cool. So good morning. Don't come for us. We know what time it is. Okay? Life has been life. No, I'm not even kidding. So
He's not wrong.
Yeah, just a lot of things going on. So we're not going to hold you guys up too much. We do have some updates, so make sure that you stick around maybe till the end. Just so that you can you hear me? Because she's like screaming.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. Just stick around to the end and we'll make sure that you guys get all those updates. But first things first is that you guys know me and Monique are best friends. I really like to just make sure that again, life is lifey, but I do like that I check in a lot with Monique. I like to make sure that I am giving what I can to this friendship. Because friendships are just as important, you know, when you really try to sit and think about like what does a friendship require and what a friendship should have in it. A big part of that is that a friendship is still a relationship. You know, you still have to make sure that you are maintaining with this person, right? So, Monique, sometimes I gotta check in with you because I got a lot going on in life.
Yeah, girl.
I neglect you, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like we do like good with check-ins or?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, we talk every single day. So
yeah,
I feel like, and that has kind of been a constant in our friendship and relationship. And this was like even well before, back when even when we were living like in the same state, we still communicated heavily every single day. And now that we do live states away, we make it a point, right? And I feel like we have captured what it means to have a long distance relationship. And it seems like I am not, if you ask Ashley, I am not one for long distance relationships. It's not it, you know, but that's romantic relationships. And when it comes to a friendship relationship and when it comes to, you know, that kind of thing, it is unfortunate, but you have to become really good at being long distance friends if your friendship is going to last long distance.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, honestly, no, I feel like things happen, things get in the way. Not everyone's available, you know, all of the time. And we have to have grace for that. And one thing is that at this point, once I've accepted you into my circle, if we don't talk for a week, if that leads you to go think like, oh, negative things about me, or, you know, start thinking that I don't love you or I don't care about you because I got busy for a while, you know, I would feel like you would know, first of all, what I'm going through, right? I would have told you, hey, listen, you know, it's a lot, you know, whatever. You kind of be aware of it or something like that. But you would also know that things just happen, you know? And people are by nature forgetful and they tend to put things on the back burner. And sometimes that is you, okay? But we cool. I don't mean nothing by it. So
yeah.
It just happens.
I agree with you. And I feel like at this point, do you feel like we're at the point now where we've actually been friends long distance than friends together?
Absolutely,
because
yeah.
When did you leave, like, our state? What was that?
I left Virginia in 2017, 18?
Graduation?
No, I stuck around for a little while. I stuck around for a little while longer, but it was like 2017, 18 maybe, when I first moved to North Carolina. So, and that was like in the very beginnings, but no, I wasn't immediately after graduation, but it was like a couple years afterwards.
Okay, gotcha. So so we are at the point where we can successfully say we've been friends longer distance than apart. Than together. And I really want to make a point of that because I do see a transition in our friendship. I also believe that, you know, when you are dealing with long-term friends, there's these periods and transitions that happen just like a relationship, right? And looking at all those points as we were talking about like maintenance and making sure that like we're communicating with each other and things of that nature. Sometimes, and I've told Monique this before, I really feel like I felt the most transition when I became a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like I could just like pick up and go anymore. Like I could be out in the house in 15 minutes. With my child, oh baby, I'm not getting out of the house like before an hour and 15. Like, because it's like, okay, did she have nap time? Did she eat? Did she?
Did all the stuff get done?
So I can maybe get an hour and 20-minute car ride, which you're further than that.
Yeah.
So, and it really hits me sometimes because I think about like, man, I'm not gonna hold you. Monique takes the trips to see us. Mm-hmm. Like Monique and her boyfriend, they're like, yeah, like we're in town or we're blah, blah, blah. We'll take that extra time. And I feel so bad sometimes. No, not sometimes. All the time. I feel bad because I'm like, you're taking the weight. You're taking the brunt of that.
Nah, it's fine.
Exactly. You're exactly like that. It's fine. It's okay. And I just want to say that I noticed that like in our friendship, and I think that is a big part of like what also keeps us going.
Mm-hmm.
But also too, on my end, I'm like, okay, like let's talk today. Like, hey, she's doing like I know she's grooming today. Let me call her while she's grooming, or in my pocket times when I'm not working, or you know stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So really making an effort. So
and it takes those things. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it takes those little extra, you know, moments and those little extra times where it does matter, you know, because I offer you grace because I know you have things going on, and you know, it's all like. At the end of the day, you're not going nowhere. Just like I had the same realization. I had the same realization with AJ, my boyfriend. It's like, you know, when you're in a relationship, sometimes you have arguments and all of that stuff. And we got to a certain point where it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, no matter what this argument is, we're still going to hold each other down. We're still going to be here for each other. And that's not going to change. This argument is not going to change that. And so I'm not going to let it, you know, we're going to carry on. We are going to carry on. And with the friendship, it's the same thing, you know, it's not something that if I sit here and think, well, she never calls me. What kind of energy is that? What kind of energy? Like, I don't have time for that kind of energy. And I know that there's no ill will or, you know, I'm just, at this point, we've been friends for way too long. Like it seems so silly. It seems silly. It seems really silly. But you know, the more I kind of the more you're around humans, you kind of pick up on human nature and how they can be and that kind of thing. So, you know.
So, yeah.
You oftentimes feel, you know, if you didn't feel any kind of way about it, then that would be like a whole other thing. But, you know, you're often like, oh man, well, I really appreciate you guys, you know, and it's like, I know you do. That's why we keep coming and doing it. We can tell, we see it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So grace seems to be, you know, and I can't wait till you get to that point in motherhood too. Mm-hmm. Like, so also too, like, all right, like we're, you know, hopefully because my kids will be older, like, oh, we're going to go take a trip to see Auntie Mel and that, you know, but, yeah, with all of that being said, I'm just so thankful for our friendship and how long we've lasted. So that kind of leads us to the title of the podcast for today is that because you are probably the closest persons outside of family, even though I look at you like family, right? You are the closest person to me that knows me.
Yeah.
Sometimes better than I know myself.
I feel like we're going to play a game.
I guess, but like in casual conversation. But yeah, I feel like you know me better than I know myself sometimes because when I say things, you're just like, oh, like this is typical Ashley behavior. To the
Yeah.
point you don't even rebuttal. Like you're just like, she's gonna do it.
Yeah. That's how it is.
It's gonna happen, and vice versa.
Okay.
So with
Let's
that being said,
prove it. Let's put it to the test.
put it to the test. Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever have you guys seen those skin deep like talking conversational cards?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever seen those?
I think I have seen those. Is that like to help your relationship improve and your closeness? No.
Yeah. Well, it can be. So I think Skin Deep started off with like a relationship type of deal where they were talking with couples and it's like, where do you see yourself in 5 years, or how can I, like, all these deep questions that go skin deep.
Okay.
But it's to make sure like it's not superficial, it's not surface level, it's to like really hone in on the relationship.
Okay. So maybe I don't know what this is, but I'm on board.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're pretty well known to the point where there's like a whole lot. I don't want to say it's like cards of,
Cards Against Humanity?
It's not like that, but it has the cards and you have to ask questions kind of and go back and forth. But the point is that they come out with so many editions, and there's actually a friend edition. Okay. And I was curious, so I was looking up some of the cards. Of course you were, yes.
Okay, I like this. I'm ready. I'm ready for the questions. Let's go.
Yeah. So it was to ask certain questions. So I got a couple of questions just for us to answer for each other to help kind of portray, like, number one, how well we know each other, how much we love each other, but also two, I feel like just for us to once again like connect, because this is stuff we do without cards, alone when we're talking and things like that. So I kind of just wanted to see where it took us.
Prepare to be took.
Okay, cool. So the first one, we already talked about our friendship, how we make sure we're doing what we need to do to make sure this order in our relationship. So Monique, what do you think, and I can answer the same thing for you. I guess the first question, skin deep question, is like, what do you think that I'm best at? And it can also be something that you feel like I don't see for myself.
Ooh, no. I mean, this is kind of hitting the hammer on the head, but your profession is what you're best at. Like, and that's just talking to people. Like you're very, very understanding and a very compassionate and a very non-judgmental person. And it's like, and even like, and you can hear someone out and then still kind of feel sympathies, and you feel all the right emotions when you're kind of talking with someone. And the importance of that, I feel like, is really good in society to have when you're around a lot of people all the time. Because it kind of like just kind of, if you can navigate in people, in society, I think that kind of just gives you a leg up above the rest. And I find where I have lots of flaws and hiccups in conversation and in friend groups and social settings is that I just get caught up and and I'm just like, I don't know, awkward. I don't like this. I don't know how to relate to you. Like, that sounds weird to me. Like, very quick to, judge. Sorry, but or not understand, or to be like, well, that's or to shoot things down, or to I don't know, but it's kind of, and people kind of pick up on that a little bit, and they're like, oh well, I didn't like how she reacted to my whatever. I don't know, but I just obviously you do what you do, and in your field, of wanting to help people get through their day, help them just understand that what they're going through is either normal, or, realize that, hey, like you need, or without having that, or at least a better ability to not, make someone else feel like a certain way, you know, or something like that. Yeah, I'm probably not explaining it really well, but you can, you know, just change people like with what you do. And I hear about it all the time, you know, and even now what you're doing has changed, but the fundamentals of just wanting to help others in the community, you know, and then talking with them. And I like that. That's what I feel like you do best. Working with people, working with just communities and and communication and that kind of thing, and making people feel good and not, you know, like too judged or too like, you know, some kind of way or that kind of thing. So.
And that's so funny that you say that, because I feel like I like that about you, like how I think one of the best things about you, when I think about you, Monique, I feel like you're so independent. And I love that about you, like the way you've been able to navigate, just looking at your life as we've been friends.
Yeah.
Your ability to kind of like just recalibrate and navigate, and you're just like, okay, like you have your moment, but like the ability for you to just be like, moving with the flow and not letting it like stifle you. I don't think I've ever seen you not many times where you're like down, like you're just like, I'm down out the count. Like it's just, and even though like we've talked about it before, you have like this pessimism, but like it doesn't cause you. You know what I'm saying?
It's just there. It just hangs out. It's just like an anchor. It's just like, come on, get the fuck, come on. It's like, let's go, you piece of shit. That's what it's like.
But no, but I feel like, and I did a lesson learned on it one time of like, optimism isn't the only way to get success. I feel like for you, the thoughts that you have or the outlooks that you helps you navigate also brings you success. It might not have, and it sticks. That's the thing. Like you're like thinking about your job, because I know we talked about that for a little while, and like movement. But now you're at a place where it is for you and it sticks, right? Daily. Look at you now. Like you're at a place where it sticks. So is it like, oh, everything's like you just, I don't want to say you're particular. Yeah. You kind of are sometimes.
Sometimes I'm not gonna hold nobody on that.
I feel like you're definitive in what you want, because like you said, for me, having that empathy and seeing everyone's like point of view, it's beautiful and it's great, but at some point you do have to pick a side. Yeah. And you're that person. And I think that's such a great quality, because most times, I can't even remember most times where it's like, Ashley, I shouldn't have made that decision. Right. I don't think I've ever done that.
Not really, usually no.
It's like, well, that's what it is, and I'm going to, you know, and I just, I think that's so great about you, is that you do have like boundaries though. You do have like these definitive like directions that you want to go in, and even if it doesn't hit like right then and there, it's just kind of like, all right, you know, like I just love that. I love your stance, even though I'm like, I couldn't make those stances, but I love it. So when you're tweeting about it.
It is something where it's this, I think this is kind of where opposites attract. I think that's where it comes from. So, and this is more, you would think, you know, once again, it's relationships, but it's different types of relationships, right? I personally don't think relationships attracting all that much in a romantic relationship works out all that well. It might, sure. But in a friendship, opposites attracting, it might be the best kind of thing ever, because, you know, oftentimes when I look at Ashley, the things that I oftentimes feel like I lack in myself, I see that in her, and it's like, ooh, I like that. Demonstrate that more. How do I do that? Because I don't know, and I really like that. And some of the traits and attributes that you would see in myself is like, oh yes, come, can I talk to you for a minute, please? Let me just, can I have some? Can I have? And I think that's, I think that's very good. And also a key factor in our relationship, because you as an individual should want to surround yourself by people who you want to learn from, who you have, who you want, and it is not selfish. Like, oh, I want to gain something from you. No, that's not what it is. But it's like, you want to surround yourself by people. If you want to be better at speaking, surround yourself by good speakers. If you want to get better, at doing something, you need to surround yourself by the right kind of crowd and things like that. So just kind of having just that whole dynamic of what I like and what you just said, it speaks for itself. All of it, you just heard it. You heard us all just say it. But yeah, and it's oftentimes I'm like, oh yeah, you know what, and then the way she sees things, it oftentimes unlocks parts of my brain that I'm like, oh, and I get enlightened. Like, it's not often that, not often that you get enlightened by your best friend. Is it often? I don't know. It happens to me all the time, because Ashley has the different way of thinking that I overlook. And sometimes that insight is just like, oh, it's like that actually makes sense. And I never would have, it's just way over my head. It's like, I'm not on that particular wavelength, but it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Let's do that. That's a pretty good, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
What's that saying where there's like, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
I like it. That. Yeah, you better leave. That's right. Yeah. That's I like that. That's a good one.
What can I learn from you? And you said it too. Like, I learn things from you as well, but not in the sense of like, oh, I didn't think about it like that, but you put things, I don't want to say simplistically, but like, you will say something, I'm just kind of like, yeah, why am I making it bigger?
Straight to the point. Like, yes. It's called blunt. A lot of people don't like that word. They don't like straightforward. For some reason, they just have a hard time. Listen, it's human nature. Humans by nature want to make things more complicated than they have to be. It's not all humans, but it is a nature of humanity. They can't help themselves. And sometimes they don't want the easy answer either, is the thing. So then it really gets tricky sometimes.
You know what? Now that you say that, literally last night, if you guys haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. It's called Circle. And we watched it last night, and essentially the synopsis of the movie was that these people woke up, like 30 people woke up, and they're just in this circle. And people in the circle had to vote who deserved to live or die.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of movie, girl. What was that? Circle, you said?
It's called Circle.
Was it on Netflix?
Yes, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
And it was really, I'm not going to tell the movie because
yeah. No, that's good. That's great. You said plenty. That sounds awesome.
But like, it was just one of those situations where it was like, humans are human.
Yep.
And how do you say who deserves to live, who deserves to die? And it was just so. And then just watch the movie. But me and my husband were watching it, and I was like it just. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Leave it that. Yeah.
I don't know what you think about it because
I love it. You know that other movie you told me to watch? I never watched, but I know I'm gonna like it. Was it Platforms? Is that what the movie?
Yes, it was kind of on the same
And you see, I still remember the name of the movie. I know I'm gonna like it. I haven't watched it yet, but it sounds like a movie I would enjoy. I don't even know why I haven't watched it. This one also I love movies. What kind of genre is that? I love stuff like this. I don't know, thriller or what or.
Plus, I think maybe psychological. I just press more like this.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Ooh, that's why I like Squid Games and that kind of thing. It's just like, ooh, people dying. What's happened? I love it. It's great. It's good stuff.
But in all honesty, Like, yeah, it was one of those things where us as being humans, we do like to make things complicated sometimes subjective. But it goes back to, okay, should this be subjective or should this be a metrical decision to make for the greater good?
Yeah.
Which one? So I hear you on that. And I also love that you said that opposites can attract in a friendship, but maybe not a relationship. And I didn't think about that because we've talked about it before, like certain qualities, and I'm very happy, but like certain qualities I see in you and my husband at the same time. Yeah. But it works better for me and you than it does for my husband. It's different.
It is. Yeah. Same thing with me and same thing with AJ and I. Yes. Because it's like, how come this don't work with you like it work with Ashley?
Because this ain't working how it's supposed to work out.
It's not working right. And for those who may not know, AJ is very similar in mindset to Ashley. They oftentimes agree and they oftentimes problem solve the same way. And myself and Ashley's husband, Kingdom, oftentimes fall on the same level as well in our problem solving and just kind of how we go about things. And it's comical at this point. It is comical. Every time it happens, I'm like, girl, guess what? You are like AJ, because let me tell you what happened.
I just look. Or I just like, you know what? But I was like, you know what? You sound just like Kingdom. But
here we go.
But it's so beautiful too, because when it comes to like processing certain things, if we need to process, you give me that insight for him. And I'm just kind of like, you know what? Yeah. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want it either. Me neither. Yeah. So... Unfortunately, at this point, I'm losing because at this point, you, AJ, and other folks are all similar, and I'm on a losing side. I'm a solo army, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
But I feel like too, like I do feel to a certain extent. I'm going to say I didn't have empathy from your perspective, but I also do understand it. At the same time, like I'm like, okay, you know, like it no matter if I don't feel that same way, you're valid in your feeling. You know what I mean? And it also just makes me think again, like putting it back in my own relationship sometimes. So I think that's a pivotal point with friendships too, is being able to take that friendship and like apply what you learn in other parts of your life. And I think that's what we've been able to do.
Yeah.
Because we continue to elevate, you know. Yeah, stuff. Just one question.
That's a good one. That one was like,
It actually kind of blends into the next one, but if there's anything different or like something that you want to sum up into, you can. But what do you think being my friend? How do you think being my friend has changed you? I know we hit on that kind of a little bit. So
we did, but I want to think of just not the same kind of thing. I
should have had my answers thought out by now, but I can say one thing about me. I think that like our friendship has changed in me is like making definitive decisions and like having rage.
Bring on the rage.
Yeah,
it's
like
good.
When we're talking, it's like sometimes it's just like like I can vent, I can feel, I can be authentically myself with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I can say things and be like, I don't want to say this, but like there's no filter, and it really helps me get down. Honestly, it really helps me get down to my deep emotions that I have. That maybe I'm kind of like, I don't want to say covering up, but just kind of like masking. So when like the other day when we were talking, and you were like, "Well, it sounds like everything's okay," and I'm like, yeah, but I'm still anxious. And you're like, but everything sounds okay. And it's like, I think I am okay. I think it's literally just the illusion.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think for me, just once again, just like uncovering other emotions or like easing anxieties that don't need to be anxieties. I feel like for me, that is one thing that has changed our friendship.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got another one.
Go ahead. Don't forget.
Sorry.
Go. I got mine. Mine's not going anywhere, so it's okay.
Being wrong. Because I hate being wrong.
Yes.
I am a person that likes to feel like, I don't want to say the first person in the room, but I like to feel like I can connect with everyone. I can empathize. I can.
And you do for the most part.
Huh?
I said, and you do for the most part.
Thank you. But no, I'm just saying, like, I hate being wrong. And sometimes it's kind of like talking to you, because you ask me things like, Ashley, how do you do, or how do you, and sometimes I'm wrong. And even when you're like, no, it's not often, but I don't know. And like, I've actually made it a point, I think, in our friendship, to me, I've tried to mentally tell myself if I'm wrong, like telling you how to feel. I actually try to apologize. Might not be like, oh, I'm sorry. It's just like, oh, okay, that's how you feel. Oh, I was wrong. You taught me how to admit I'm wrong, because that's not a to be like, oh no, I'm always right.
Yeah. And you know what? Because it's not a big deal. That's the main thing. It's a
big deal to me, though.
I know. And most of the time, that honestly, I think it just comes from childhood trauma of parents being a little too hard on their kids as kids when they make mistakes, and then kids become terrified to tell their parents that they made a mistake. And then as adults, you don't want to tell someone you made a mistake, so you just lie and cheat and resort to all these things when you just said it wouldn't have been a big deal. But, you know, so that's honestly sounds like it stems from all of that, because I have that fear too, that innate, oh my God, something's wrong. You know, you can't. But like, you know, it's not a big deal. It is what it is. It's cool. I understand. You know, it happens. Grace, it's fine.
But that's the thing too. I think that's the part that you learn. Like, for the people in the head of a person that doesn't want to be wrong, I hate it, and it feels like it's catastrophic. But then once I'm like, oh, like, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Like, you're just like, okay, well, what was I stressing for?
Because we'll see at that point, it does become okay. Because if you don't let someone know how you are feeling, regardless of how it is, they're not going to know, right? So even if someone doesn't know, if you say, hey, I'm sorry if that situation made you feel any kind of way, because that person might be like, oh, wow, like, hey, thanks for apologizing, because I did kind of feel like you were out of line. And if you felt that way too, wink, 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 you were probably out of fucking line. You probably were, right? But if someone says, hey, I'm really sorry if that interaction made you feel some kind of way, and they were like, oh, no, like, it's okay, that person might then be like, why did I make you feel some kind of way? They might also show interest. They might also then become, oh no, did I do something to offend you, to make you feel like you know? And it just kind of shows that people care. It shows that you care if you just say something. And if you do something and if you feel some kind of way, it can, one, reassure you that everything is fine. And then it just also lets me know that you didn't mean anything by it, or it's just like I don't want you to feel any kind of way about it. And because I know you, and because I know that it's you, you know, it's like, oh girl, don't worry about it. I know what you meant. Like, I know what you meant. Like, it's okay. And if you don't know, now you know. Hey, if you don't know, now you know.
Can pinpoint for both of us. Like, I remember one time you had reached, granted it was the other way around, but you had reached out to me. You're like, hey, said this like 2 days ago, and I just want to make sure you didn't feel offended by it. And I was like, no, it was completely over my head.
Yeah. Like, and I just like, okay, cool, just in case, because I was thinking about it like all day, and I'm like, well, I just want to, it was just on my mind, and I was like,
I've done that too, though, where it's like, oh God, like I think I've done that before too, where it's just like, hey, I just want to make sure you didn't take offense by that, because I was thinking about it, like, oh girl, all right, now, you know. But I think you have, that is one thing about you that has changed me. It's just like knowing that me inside, like I am my biggest critic, and me feeling like, okay, I'm wrong, it's okay, just like apologize, or just kind of like, oh, just shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Shut up. How about that?
I like, the word I'm getting caught up on is changed, because I want to change that word, but the word I want to change it to makes it sound really weird. So I don't know. Okay. So I want to change the word to saved, but not in a gospel or not in that kind of way. Okay. Like way lesser way. But in a sense of, I am very independent. I have always been a one-man show, always. It has always been me and my dogs against the world. And we've done okay. We've done fine. I haven't complained. It hasn't been all too bad. You know, we've had our challenges and our hurdles, but all through it all, I have mostly been by myself. As like, and this is very physically, like there's no one else around me to reach out and touch and physically hold me. If, you know, whenever I'm going through it, even though I have people, you know, through the devices and whatever, I am alone physically. And so when you are already kind of an introverted kind of person, when you're already a kind of a, you know, homebody, when you're already that solo person who has established themselves as a solo person, it can be lonely sometimes. And especially when you're going through the hardest parts of it all. And I can't imagine where I would be without you there on the phone whenever I needed you. Like in those moments where I wasn't strong enough on my own and I needed someone, I can't imagine you not being there in those moments of me having those world shattering, or like, you know, where I can't do this. I need someone. Who do I call? What do I do? You know, it's always Ashley. It's always, you know, and yes, I have my mom, and look at little baby girl. Would you hug you? I know. How do you want? So, but you know, it's just like, in those moments when thinking back during all those times, like, I don't know where I would be if I didn't have that support from my best friend, if I didn't have the level of support, you know, that you gave me. And I know you always mention, you know, me coming down, and for us, I'm a traveling gal. My family, I was born on an airplane. I wasn't, but I could have been. Okay. My mom wouldn't, really don't hold her. Okay. Don't put it past her. But, we have been traveling since I was very young, and it is in my nature. And actually it's in AJ's nature. Sometimes when we're going on a road trip, he's like, hey, you want to drive? And it's like, no, I'll drive. And it's like, okay, I can drive the next half. And it's like, no, I'll do both. And it's like, hey, you want to drive? And it's like, no, I'm okay. So like, you know, either way, it's not a big deal. And whenever I needed you, or whenever we say, hey, we're free, it's always like, yeah, come on down. We're also free. We're also available. It's always a yes. Come on, come. You are welcome. We are waiting for you. We're excited, you know, whatever the case may be. And that's always the best part about it, is being welcomed and I was telling AJ too, having people that want to come and see you is a luxury. Having family and friends that are excited about seeing you and wanting them to come and visit and all of that stuff. I just love it. I love having people that are excited about me coming to see them. And when I get there, you know, we're going to have a good time and it's going to be great.
Like, let's make plans. What we doing?
And people that are that are true about their plans, like, yes, when you come, I got you. Your room is ready, this, and that, It's not like I make all this effort to come down and you're never available, or you change up last minute and I don't, so that goes a long way too. And it shows me that you're still invested and you still have a thought and care, so it goes both ways. And so that's, if that wasn't happening, then I'd be like, okay, I feel like I'm not getting as much as I'm putting in. And that's not okay. And it's not okay in any relationship. You should not be pouring in any more than your cup. Y'all should be pouring into each other's cups back and forth. Thank you.
We should be keeping the liquids about the same.
Thank you. And we should be having the amount of grace that everyone has, like it's a lot of, like I said, life be lifing, and we all have to be reminded of that. Things are not going to be the same. We have to, our expectations have to be adjusted, and it's important. If you want things to thrive, you like that word, thrive, huh? I like that, huh? If you want things to not just grow, okay, thrive is the difference. You're gonna have to let some things go, not hold on, because that's gonna keep you back. All right, we gotta push forward. You gotta have a little bit of grace. It's gonna be all right. I forgot what I didn't forget. Oh, I remember, circling back, but yes.
I was going to do that too.
I am where I am now. Like, I'm here now. And yes, my pessimism and my negative attitude and my constant states of anxiety and depressional moments have still gotten me to a place where I am successful, and I still stand by that. But it's all in balances, right? It's all about how you go about it. But in those moments where things were rough and things were worse. And every time I called you, every time where it's like, girl, I get countless conversations we have had, on average, we talk for like an hour on average. If I call Ashley, if I don't got an hour, listen, don't call me if you don't got an hour to talk, because what is that? I'm not going to get through my day in that little bit of time. What is that?
No, seriously, our conversations on that, like when I see certain people call my phone, I'm like, this isn't a 15-minute conversation.
Right.
We're going to talk for so when I try to make sure, I'm like, I need an hour to an hour and 30 minutes. It's going to happen. And you're one of those people.
Can't do it. So I have to set time. It's like, no, I'm good. I got time. Said I'm not doing nothing. I'm waiting for this call. But yeah, so like the countless conversations. And so, as far as like how's it changed me, I in that moment's like, if you weren't there, I don't know how it would have changed me. Like, that's a better question to ask an alternate universe me of you not being there, because that is the changed me that I don't know, right? Because I would have still been a solo person. I would have still been by myself, and I wouldn't have had anyone else as grounded and to kind of, to let me know it's gonna, I would have had other friends and other family members, but we're not talking about friends and other family members. We talking about my best friend. So, so that is that. Hopefully that kind of answers the question.
No,
but that's more so the change I think about. Like, what if you weren't there? How would that have changed me? How would that have, because it's real easy to be strong when you're strong, but when things are hacking away at you and you don't have any defenses and you've got literally nothing, there were times when I ran to my phone to call Ashley, and I'm like, please call me back as soon as you can, because I need to talk to you. And if I didn't have that in my state of mind, would I have been able to, get myself, would I have made rash decisions? I don't know, but thankfully you were there,
Yeah.
So
I think that's a really good one too.
Yeah.
Because it still points out of my head to this day, like that time that we weren't talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that is when I really need my best friend.
Yeah.
Like I needed you the most. And I think you reached out to me because it was like a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst time of my life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like,
it really was.
Back now,
it was hard.
And
it seemed a lot longer too. Like back then I was like, it's been years. And I was like, girl, it's summer break. Calm down.
No, it lasted, I believe, because I remember we didn't even go to prom together.
I didn't go to prom either way. Regardless, I wasn't going to go either way.
Huh. Well, I remember, because I guess the other people in the friend group went. Because I remember, I kind of felt like, and not that these weren't my friends, but I felt like they were secondary friends.
Yeah,
like they were not you. Point blank period. And it sucks. Like I remember like April, we weren't friends. April, May, I think, until we graduated. We didn't even take graduation pictures together. We didn't do that.
I don't think so.
We weren't friends then. And that time was the worst time of my life. Like I wish I would have had you there, and I wish we would have put that stupid thing. I understand, but I wish we would have put it aside. So when I look back, like now I'm just like, oh thank God. She's here. Now like anytime I need a vent, anytime I need anything, call Monique. We're calling her. Like girl, and then we're just like, okay, where are we? Are we on the
how are things?
Let's get on the same page of what we about to feel right now. So I think you gave a great answer.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I think another one for like a good one is so the podcast is named Bestie Like Knows Me Best or something like that. What do you feel like, and I can say it for the both of us, well, I can say it from my perspective, what do you feel like I should take more seriously?
Is the goal of this for us to have the same answer? Like should I guess what you think?
You should tell me about myself.
Okay.
If there's anything I'm missing.
What was the question?
Do you feel like there's anything else that I should take more seriously? Or like delve a little into more? If not, that's okay. I just thought it was more of an interesting question that we have never really.
I feel like that's a question for a different group, like a different two friends. I feel like that question is like maybe, if your friend doesn't have a job, wink, 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 or maybe if your friend, like, I don't know, maybe if your friend is like behind on rent payments, wink, 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 or I don't know, like, so I feel like that kind of, like, you should take your job more seriously. You should take, like, no, like, you're a good mom, you're a good work employee, good, great, whatever, the word, you're a wife, mom, friend, daughter, I mean, I don't hurt your feelings. No, that's mean. I don't want,
What?
It's not unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Only because you were saying, like, maybe you could be, like, a better, like big sister sometimes, maybe a little bit. I don't know, like
a better what?
A better big sister sometimes, maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
That's okay. If you feel like, because I do feel like I.
Well, no, I mean, I don't feel that way. I don't know. I'm grabbing for straws here. I'm scraping the black gunk at the bottom of the pot. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, no, that's fine. Another one that I guess I have is, what do you think? What would you like me to continue to grow into?
Well, I want you to grow into your own practice psychiatrist with your own hours.
Stop. Okay, let me tell you what I would love to see you grow into. Okay. How about that? I would love to see you grow into... You have so many moving parts, but I would love to see you grow into more sitting back. Like, again, when we talked about you being independent, like being on your own. I love seeing you grow into valuing a village.
Mm-hmm.
Like
a little head.
with family, with your boyfriend, like soon to be like a wife someday, a mom someday, like just feeling that security from your people and your circle in a healthy manner growing. I want to you grow into that. I think that's such a beautiful thing for you because you haven't, I'm not gonna say you haven't had that, but like it's just a different part of you that
it's
over
new.
The years, like Monique, she's like that. Like, you know, I love that for you.
And I know like the same things that you are feeling is kind of like the same things that I wonder how AJ feels, because I know like for you, it's also like you kind of been with me through this whole process for a long time. And it's kind of been, you know, the same song sung over and over and over again. But when we got together, it quickly came from, oh, I'm singing a different song very, very quickly. And I know from you, like hearing the same thing over and over again, it's like, is it the one? Like, is it? I really hope, because it's, you know, everything's happening, everything's moving, and it sounds like it's going really good. And is it gonna stick? Is it gonna stay? And that kind of,
I have no doubt. I think that is gonna stick.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. No, there's like the beginnings times, right?
Oh,
like in the
okay.
beginnings, and it was even still then a little unsure of myself, but no, I think that even though it's like, I kind of forgot what I was talking about. I'm not gonna lie. I had a point, but it's gone.
Talking about, I was saying how I hope, like, I like the security that you were in. I'm hoping you continue to grow in that. And you were talking about how it was shaky for a minute, like you knew where you're at now. It seemed to be like the same thing over and over, and you were hoping that this was going to now stick.
Is that what was the point? I don't know the point. I don't know. I was trying to circle it back somehow, but I don't.
But I like this new what I'm saying is I like this new security that you're growing into, and you don't have to be so by yourself and independent and isolated. Yeah. There is a beauty in like finding a village, especially where you are now, because we've talked about it too. You moved where really there wasn't family. Yeah. Or close family. And now you're creating that again. And I just get to see a softer you.
Yeah. Don't say that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that soft life crap. Keep that.
First of all, I don't necessarily understand the complete aspect of soft life. So, but I do see I don't even want to say feminine. Yeah. I just see a softer you, and that's not like a bad thing. I think you have so much independence and things like that it's so it's just so beautiful to see, like, you know what? I'm going to just shut up on this one. I'm going to just calm down on this one. I'm going to just, like, I know what I'm thinking is not what it is. Or I just love that. Or just certain things that you talk about. I'm just like, I would have never saw that from me. Or she just wasn't that person. And you are becoming that person. So I would love to see you continue to grow into just I don't even want to say accepting help, but just the softer you, accepting the soft parts.
Yeah. It's more or less, I kind of get what you're saying. It honestly, what it really is, the way you made it sound is very nice, and I like the way you made it sound better. It's more just as like, I can't be bothered with this shit anymore. Listen, what it really is that I'm realizing that sometimes you just gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go. You just gotta like hang up the phone sometimes, or you just gotta be like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm done with whatever this is, like this emotion, like you know what I'm saying? And that's where it comes from. And it's like, is this is this really worth all of this energy? Because I'm already so tired, and I'm already like, I'm in a good spot. Am I really about to let this disrupt me? And now it's just like, you know what? No,
yes.
I'm not.
Remember when we were talking and you were like, oh, like I'm really at the point where I don't want others to control how I feel.
Yeah.
And again, back to just like that, and I feel like that's a boundary, but also a softness. Like I want to be calm. I want to be okay. I don't want to be like free.
So unruly, yeah. And then like sometimes so guys, I have my last shift. I am officially in the new year going to be transitioning full time as a mobile dog groomer into the new year. So we're very excited for that. So my official last shift at the hospital where I'm working at is today. And that is going to be the official end, a closing of a 3-year-long chapter, and actually a 8-year-long career, 6 or 8 year long career. I don't know how long I've been in the veterinary technician, animal medicine field, but closing a 8-year chapter of a career history for me, and still continuing on. I've been grooming for about 2.5 years, 3 years now, and I'm going to continue on with that and see where it takes me. But like the other day, I had a lady call. The hospital closes at 7:30, right? Keep that in mind, 7:30. The phone rings at 7:28. 7:28, girl. And we close at 7:30. And to keep it short, she has a reason to be upset, okay? She has a valid reason to be upset. However, she has chosen to call 2 minutes before we close. She has also chosen to call at a time where I don't have any doctors here at the moment because it's 2 minutes before we close. They left 2 hours ago, right? Also, the lady had called a few days ago and she wondered why the doctor hadn't called her back. The person that left the message 2 days ago, I guess, failed or didn't care to tell the lady that the doctor wasn't going to be in the office for 2 days. So, yes, she calls, she's upset. Nobody called, nobody saw my message. Well, you're correct, ma'am. Nobody saw your message because the doctor is not here and he hasn't been in for 2 days and he's not going to be in until tomorrow. So he'll see it tomorrow when he's in. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that is literally it, right? And it's a question that has to be answered by the doctor. But as I've said before, it's 2 minutes till we close. The doctor is not here. The doctor you need has not been here for 2 days. But there was a message left 2 days ago when you called. So that was done, but he wasn't here. He's not going to be here until tomorrow. All right, so look at the Cheez-Its, not the Cheez-Its.
I don't mean to cut this off. She's literally bringing everything out of the freaking pantry, bro. She's brought noodles. She's brought Cheez-Its.
That's perfect.
Leave me alone, child.
That is actually everything. Girl, the Cheez-Its coming up has to be a clip. You need to make that a reel. Girl, all I saw was the box of Cheez-Its and I had to stop talking. I couldn't continue. She just said she brought everything else.
Here, get the Cheez-Its. Give me some Cheez-Its.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh.
Do you want some Cheez-Its?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
No, that is so funny. That is hilarious.
I had her in her room from jump, bro.
No, she's fine. She's our special guest.
Go ahead.
Whatever I was talking about. Oh, yes, the lady, right? I can't. So, Ashley, in this situation, right? Would you have even bought, like, where, who is the asshole in this scenario? And so
in that
let me let you know. In fact, wait. Well, let's think. So let me let you know that once again, she has a valid reason. She has a valid reason to be upset. And there was a mistake that was made somewhere on our end. But this particular mistake was something that she probably could have caught on herself a little bit earlier, right? Had she had a little thing called wherewithal. But she's calling 2 minutes before we close. So clearly we're fresh out of that, right? So once again, there's some blame everywhere. Everyone is to blame, but you have chosen an inopportune. So I ended the call by saying exactly what I said. I said, ma'am, there was 2 minutes before we close. I do not have any doctors here at the moment. Your message was left 2 days ago, but the doctor you need has not been in, and he will not be in until tomorrow. He will see the message that was left 2 days ago and my message in the morning, and he will and should return your call at his earliest convenience. I encourage you to call by 1 p.m. tomorrow. If you have not heard by him or a technician by then, I can no longer assist you.
Back.
So,
what did she say back?
She was just like, okay, that's it. She said, okay. She said, okay. And she said, okay. And then I said, have a great night. And she said, you too. And I hung up the phone. And that was it. That was it. Literally.
You previously, you would have just either not answered the phone, then called me. So can you believe this?
Yep, and I just let it go. Because I was like, what else? I can't, lady. My next step is just to hang up because the phone dropped. Because listen, it's already past 7:30, so the phones have automatically rolled. So it won't ring again. I'm gonna be walking out the door. So what's happening here? You know, and I get it. I get, once again, she had a valid reason to be upset, but. Honey, what do you think was going to happen 2 minutes before closing? Like, what did you think was going to go down? Like, what did you want? What were you expecting? I don't get it. Like, am I the asshole? Am I wrong? Like what? Girl.
Yeah, you know me. I see as a person now as a person on the working side, like, why would you even call 2 minutes before close?
Thank you. Like, what? And with something that's not like a quick little thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what you could justify a 2 minute before you close phone call. Like, what time do you close? Now. Like, what kind of, what? I don't even know.
I feel you. But anyway. No, I either way, I think it is just another example, but I just want to say, I want to see you continue to grow into the softer parts of yourself.
Yeah.
Where you're just content and comfortable and just like, you know what, Ash, like, I think we've had those conversations, like, I like where my life is right now.
Yeah.
And I had to work to get there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, it was very much like pick and choose. What are we going to do? Sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I love where we are now. I love where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
You're more content than angry or upset or plotting like what's next to do better. Like, It sounds good where you're at. And I'm just happy for it. I want to see you grow into it.
It is. Absolutely. I like it here. It's nice. It's very nice. It keeps changing. It keeps improving. It keeps on keeping on because there have been many levels, and AJ and our relationship has been, it's so interesting because like we've just been, it's a story for another day, but like we have gone through it and we've been together for 2 years, a little bit over 2 years now. And it has been like a Mr. Bones' wild ride of a lot of revelations all happening. And it's like you go through these things, but we're not going through them as children, as young adults. We're almost 30, right? So we've been going through this. We've been going through this relationship as adults, as fully fledged, we were 26-year-olds, brains had finally unlocked, because my brain was fully unlocked at 26. And even now at 28, I have changed so much since then, and it's different changes. Like these, like you said, those more softer changes, I suppose. We'll call them that. But these other changes of being okay. And girl, I told AJ I want to have 5 kids. I told him straight up, I
talked about that
just this morning.
You were like on one. And then when you told me, he was like,
I know.
I want like a lot. And I was like,
I know.
Did I get it right?
I kind of do. Like, I kind of just want a big old I don't know. I don't know. I want it, and I just think it would be as long as they're all cared for, and as long as we can support them all, and it's all okay, which I feel like we're gonna be fine. Like I said, we've got our whole village here. Like there's no way it wouldn't, there's just no way. And also too,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. I just also too, just like want to maybe just kind of like, I feel like if we have like the way that we think and the way that, we are, I guess, I just kind of want to have more of that in the world, kind of like raise a bit more of that, more people that are more accepting and, have grace and understanding, and just, I don't know. I just kind of want to positively, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
I feel you.
So,
but no.
I just want to have some more. I see all these good qualities. I feel like I sound weird saying this, but like, I don't know. I feel like we have a lot to offer, and I feel like we'd have good kids, and I feel like, I don't know, they grow up to be good adults, and they would grow up and just be, contributing members of society. I don't know. They'll just be good old kids, and they'll be right. The men will be men, and the women will be women, and they'll just be strapping young, that's it. Yeah. We need to get some education. We need to get some Black excellence. We just let's do it. So I don't know.
I'm excited for that too. I'm excited for our children to just grow up together, grow up to know each other, and see what they do with this world. Yeah. And the guidance that we have, that we often talk about, and we see how we want to do things differently, and, all of those things just kind of matter, because once again, like, you're going to be around my kid a lot, and it's like, I'm around Lacey, and it's like, who your kid is around is kind of who they're going to become, you know what I'm saying? So who do you really want around your children, And that matters. And I don't think there's anyone better for Godmama Ashley. Like, no, she's go over there, because I know you, and I know how you operate. Like, I wouldn't have any issues or worries. Like, if you're worried about your kid staying somewhere, it's probably a reason why you're worried, because it'd be like, oh no, it's who's coming over to watch so-and-so? Oh, no. Okay, no, that's send them on over. If you're not worried, I feel like that's an issue. Right. So, that is an issue. So, but anyway, that was, at least for me, you don't have to have one. Well, you don't have to say one for me, but I feel like for you, I want to see that. No, I mean, I feel like for you, I feel like, once again, we're at I'm a little late on some of the things. Like I said, the stuff with AJ and I has been as long as we've been together, and that's just timing, really, But I feel like you're right on time. Well, later, I guess. Later than you, I guess, I don't know. So it's just like, I can't say, right, oh yeah, like I want you to fall into being a wife. You're already a wife. I want you to be a mom. Oh, you're already a mom. I don't know. I'm late on all these things. So, I mean, for you, what was the question? What do you want to see? What would you like me to continue to grow into? Okay. Grow into If you got to think about it that hard, it's okay not to answer it.
No, I mean, a lot of things you have grown into already, though. I mean, I feel like the lessons have been learned. I mean, we had talked about just kind of, doing more for yourself and that kind of thing. But you've crossed those hurdles and already, have it in your, so that all those things, it's kind of too late for that question. So
good. It makes me kind of feel like because again, I'm my worst critic. So at least from your perspective, it makes me
stay
feel like
on track and keep up with it. Don't let yourself, keep up with it, I suppose.
Keep going.
Because it's good for you, I mean, don't let yourself get too burnt out and keep up with your not say no more. Keep on saying no and tell people to no. And I don't want to is a good reason to not do something. Don't let anybody convince you that I don't want to isn't a good, yes it is. I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to.
You really have pushed for me on that. I think I was talking the other day because, I pulled back on like some of my work and stuff like that. And I don't know if I told you, I had one parent reach out to me and they were like, we miss you. And I was like,
oh,
I miss you guys too. And I literally thought to myself, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And it was such a revolutionary thing for me because I'm like, because I'm happy, I am comfortable and happy.
Yes.
Why would I put myself back into you can do it, but how much is it going to take from you?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You have to have balance because when it takes too much, then I become not at my best. And when I'm not at my best, then it's not fair. It's no longer good enough. Why put yourself there? You're good at what you do because there's balance to do it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
absolutely.
I hear you on that. Take that.
Yes.
I'll take it. So yeah, but that's all I got. I think those are a good amount of questions just to once again get a glimpse into our friendship and how we operate and we'll talk about each other.
Yes. No, it's fabulous. I definitely do not need a large circle of friends.
Right.
Having one best friend, if we lived close, it would be brutal. We listen.
Wouldn't go to work.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be complete my schoolwork.
There'd be nothing. There would be nothing. It would be nice, and maybe one day, who knows what the future holds. But right now, we do what we can, and once again, having this friendship is just the only like I said. I don't have any other friendships like Ashley, and no one else is kind of on the level with her. And it's honestly all I need. And I have my circle in my other ways and things of that nature. We didn't make it to 13 years, and we're going to make it till the rest of our lives. So exactly. We'll figure it out. But there's no one that knows your bestie like your bestie. There's no one that knows just what to say, or sometimes just even not what to say. And even then it's re-solidify, who knows? But there's no one that I'm going to call, or no one else I am, is going to have that kind of understanding and kind of help bring it out. And there's no one that does what Ashley does. She's my person through and through. That much I know. Mm-hmm.
And it gets to a point sometimes too, when we're talking, it's we're about to hang up. I'm about to be all right, I love you, and then I'm oh, all right. I mean, I do love you, but it was just all right, I love you. Talk to you later.
That's my heart.
Yeah, got the Cheez-Its.
The Cheez-Its again, right? All the kids are doing this now as well. The kids are doing now.
Yes. Did you see that?
What?
On this one?
Huh?
It literally the hearts. No, it didn't show it on here, but on this, it's literally the hearts. Oh, whatever. You'll see it on the playback.
I can't see it. Yeah, I'm not watching the Discord.
The hearts. It's those little hearts coming up.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I know. I didn't see it. I was like, what's happening? Oh, that's cute.
I'm freaking out over here, and you're just looking like,
what is it?
What's happening? Anyway.
That's cute.
But yes, no.
No, the stream didn't see it either. Oh, it didn't show up on stream.
No, it did. It did.
It
showed up on the live.
I didn't. Yes. Oh, I didn't even see it. Okay, guys. Well, you saw it. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, but no, I agree. There's no one like you. I've said that plenty of times. Just being I may not have a lot of sharps or shooters, but my best friend.
That's all
we
need.
If I call her at 4 a.m., she's answering that phone.
Yes.
That's all I need. That's all I need. Now come get your goddaughter. I can't take this.
I am. I need to think of when we're going to be down there.
No rush. I'm about to say, no, don't worry. I'm about to get a label, go to UPS, and I'm going to ship her to you. You know, they used to mail kids.
Wow.
I think that's
Bring that back. Bring it back.
Anyway.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Y'all was popping off in the beginning. I don't know what the hell was going on. You guys, so please share. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you. You guys are in the chat. I see Stephanie. I saw we got some promoters, I think. I'll look into that. Richie, Brittany, thank you so much. Jacob, David, Stephanie, I think that's everyone so far. Myself, probably. And more folks, thank you. We're gonna be back next week. Okay? In the evening. I know. We're going to post about it, okay? But January 5th at 9 p.m., we will be back for VPOP, and I will be the host, okay? The following stream will be January 29th at the end of the month, okay? So you're going to get 2 streams back-to-back this week and next week, and you're going to get a 2-week gap. And then it will be back on the 29th. And then from there forward, it should be every other Friday in the morning, okay? Unless otherwise stated, but hopefully not, okay? So we will see you guys on the 5th at 9 p.m. We're going to post about it. It's going to be posts. It's going to be all that stuff, okay? But we'll see you back for back-to-back podcast, all right? It's going to be good. Okay? All right? We'll see you guys then. Bye. Bye.